Hey everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the Cooler Master Hyper 412S CPU cooler. Alright, now this is the Hyper 412S CPU cooler from Cooler Master. As you can see, this cooler has a rather nice design here on the top. So it's not just a boring plain heatsink thing that you see right there. So it's actually nicely designed. And because someone asked me, is this white or gray? This is actually a broken white color, rather more grayish. Included is a 120mm fan. As you can see, you have to install it yourself though, but that's quite easy, no problems with that. On the bottom you have the 4 heat pipes coming to the base plate, and they are in direct contact with the CPU, as you can see, and they are very close together, so that adds for more performance. And now these heat pipes are copper and they're all nickel plated, just like the heat sinks, which is actually aluminum. And then you have the power for the fan, which is a 3-pin power connector. And that's basically it for what you can see right here. Now the cooler itself isn't very heavy. It is also priced quite reasonably, and its size is okay. This is certainly gonna fit in every standard ATX case or big size tower. Now the fan itself is quite okay. It isn't very loud. You have maximum amount of noise level of 22.5 decibels, which is quite nice. And if you use the included resistor with the cooler, you actually only have 16.1 decibels according to specifications in the manual. Also, the CFM that it pushes through the heatsink is 25.6 according to the manual, and that's a good amount compared with the noise that it makes. So that is actually quite good, and probably not gonna make that much noise, and so actually performing while not making a lot of noise, and that is what we're looking for in a good CPU cooler. Now, what included with the cooler is a bracket for installation, as well as a backplate. These brackets are for installing an extra fan, so you can do a push-pull configuration, and they add extra screws as well to install that fan onto these brackets. Then there's a tool to help you install the cooler, and this is actually a Phillips screwdriver, but you're gonna need it while installing. Then there's also a resistor included, as I mentioned before. All the screws, as well as a couple of rubber stickers for the fan for noise reduction. Also a couple of screws for Intel LGA 2011, as you can see, so you can install this cooler with the included brackets also in an LGA 2011. And yeah, then there's also some thermal paste included, as you can see. Alright, now over to the installation. So we need a clean CPU, like this one right here, and we need to start with, in this case, installing the backplate behind the motherboard. And they've actually made it easier compared to the other CPU coolers I installed from Cooler Master. So what they did is you just have to put the backplate behind the motherboard like that. You have to put the these included screws through the holes, and then use these bolts on the back of the motherboard to install the backplate. Now, it's still not the easiest way of installing a backplate, but it's easier than what we saw before. Alright, so the backplate is on. You can see the screws right here. So actually we don't have to turn around the motherboard anymore. So what we now have to do is take the thermal paste and put some on there. Not too much, not too less or too little. This should be fine. And what we do then, we take the heatsink, make sure that we take off this peel on the back here, very important. If you don't do that and you put the CPU cooler on like that without taking that off, you have a very big problem. Your CPU might fry, and you don't want that to happen at all. Now I'm gonna just make sure that the logo is right, so it should be like this. And what I have to do then is check out how that fits in there. So this little bracket should go something like this. I have no idea exactly how it should be though, so this is just loose no screws attached. So I'm just checking what side it should be. Alright, it's gonna be like this. And I'm gonna put it on top here. Now I have to screw these screws onto the screws from the backplate using the included screwdriver. Now just make sure that you screw this on nice and tight, and first you just screw it a little, and then you start putting all the screws in like they should be, and do that crosswise, so do one corner and then the opposite corner and then do the other corners, and then it's secure. So that's it for the heatsink, very simple. And then you take the fan and the brackets which you just screw on there, and then you take the rubber stickers and you put them right there so they don't, you know, anti-vibration right there. And what we do then very simply is, let's see, take the fan, put it on there, make sure it's secure, and then you take the fan cable, power cable, put it in the CPU fan power header, connector on your motherboard, and that's about it. Yeah, that should be it. And now we can start testing this, and these are the results. Right, and those were the results as you saw, and the cooler is actually quite good. We got the results right here, and actually it's compared to the Hyper 212 Evo, it's a lot better. Also, it's better than the Gemin 2 SF524, which we reviewed a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty much the same though, but a little different, a little better. So yeah, price quality wise, it's certainly good. Nothing to complain about there. So yeah, price quality, gotta say that's quite good compared to, well, looking at performance and all, quite good. Also build quality is of course good with every Cooler Master CPU cooler that we've seen, and also this one of course, so that's great. Design, it's nice to see that the top cover there was a little, has a little design here. Other than that, nothing special, but yeah, it's alright. Yeah, installation, it's okay. The installation is easier, as you have to install the backplate before installing the CPU heatsink, the entire heatsink on the motherboard, so that's okay. But it's still a little difficult, as you have to, like, when you put the backplate on, you have to hold the screws on the one side of the motherboard, and then you have to take the other bolts and try to screw those on, which isn't always very easy. But yeah, installation actually it's no big deal to complain about. It's better, but it's not yet exactly what I like. Is there anything else? We had price, quality, performance, design, and installation. Oh yeah, what I would have liked would have been a 4-pin connector for the fan. It's always nice to see, so it actually goes faster or slower when it's not needed, or when the CPU has some heavy loads. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about this cooler. I don't think there's anything else that I should be covering. Nope. Alright. Oh yeah, by the way, it's, for those who still wonder, yes, it's also nice to see that the for the brackets for the LGA 2011 Intel processor, they included the screws for that, so you can also install it on that CPU, and that's of course a positive thing here. But yeah, other than that, nothing more to say, so actually mostly positive things. And yeah, this is an awesome CPU cooler, and I think that's it. So thanks for watching the video review. If you have more questions or comments, leave them here or go to the website using the link below, where you can post those questions or comments. Also see more pros and cons, the entire list of pros and cons in the link below. That's www.CCReviews.eu, and yeah, thanks to Cooler Master for sponsoring this review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.